May sales, they are in the books, and our spring market trends, they are starting to emerge. One of them's kind of surprised me. The distress sale, our active foreclosure and short sale listings, we had a 20% bump up in them between April and May. And looking at the closings, the foreclosure sales in May doubled from where we were at in April, and the short sales, they tripled. Could the doom and gloom headlines be right? We'll dig into that later on in the video. My name's Larkin, and I'm a real estate agent here on the Space Coast. When I'm not making videos like this one, I help people buy and sell real estate. So whether you're moving next week, next month, or next year, I'm certain you have questions, and I'm here to help. This QR code, it'll take you to my calendar. Grab a time that works for you so we can talk, or my contact information is below. Our active inventory, it is embracing the mid 5,000 range according to the Space Coast MLS. Our active inventory, it's up 5% since the beginning of the year, and we're 20% higher today than we were last May of 2024. But our actual active inventory dropped slightly from April of last month. We're currently at 5,442 properties available. Our closings for the month of May, I was happy to see that we broke the 1,300 mark with 1,312 sales for May 2025. However, this is 5% behind where we were at last May. And looking at the total sales here in 2025, we're 7% behind where we were at same time period last year. When you do the math, looking at our active inventory, 5,442 divided by the sales of 1,312 puts us at just over a 4-month supply of properties available, which is considered a balanced market. Here are some other stats from May 2025. The average sales price was $423,000, which is 7% lower than where we were at last year. It's very close in line with where the average price was in 2022, which was $426,000. Median sales price was $359,900, which is 1% lower from where it was at last year, which was $363,000. And the median price really hasn't changed much since 2022. Average days on market is 67 days. 539 of the 1,312 closings happened in 30 days or less, and 239 of the closings happened in 7 days or less. On average, the list to sell ratio is 93%. Average list price was $455,000. Average sales price was $423,000, which is 93%. Now, this doesn't mean you can get 7% off every single listing. There's quite a few sales that happened that were at list price or maybe slightly below. And no surprise, most of these sales were in the 3 best-selling zip codes: 32940, 32909, and 32907. There are also quite a few that sold 10% or more off of the original list price. And this is just to show you that you can definitely be negotiating off the list price in our current market. Sellers also offering some type of concession. 469 of the sales that happened in May, the sellers offered something back to the buyers, ranging from $2 to $75,000, with the average concession of $8,768. If you're getting a loan, you should certainly ask the seller to provide something towards your closing costs when presenting the offer, and you could also work on the price. As I started out this video, we do have some increases and changes with what's happening in our distressed properties here in Brevard County that are in our Space Coast MLS. Here's a true breakdown of what those numbers are. Our active inventory for May, we had a total of 70 foreclosures and short sales, which is up 20% of the numbers we had in April, which was 58. The foreclosure and bank-owned sales for May were 13, which is double where we're at in April, where we had 7 closings. And the short sales went from 1 in April to 3 in May, which was triple the number of closings we had that were short sales. So the big picture, these numbers are actually a tiny percentage of what's happening here in Brevard County, but it's still important to keep an eye of what's happening with the distressed properties to see if they become a bigger part of what's going on in our housing market. I am going to keep an eye on what's happening in this distressed market, and I'll certainly keep you up to date as well. Let's talk condominiums in Cocoa Beach and Cape Canaveral. This is still very much an unpredictable sector of our housing market. Inventory is high. We have 334 condos available in Cocoa Beach and Cape Canaveral. There were 32 sales in May 2025, and if you do the math, with the 32 sales and 334 that are on the market, that puts us at over a 10-month supply of condominiums available. It took on average 113 days for these condos to sell in May. There are also 120 price adjustments in May for our condos. And if you are considering a condo purchase, this could be the perfect market for you to do some great negotiations on terms and conditions. Even though the average sales price is holding up pretty well, our median sales price for condominiums is at the lowest it's been since 2021. What do you think think about what's happening in our condo market. While most of Brevard County and our beach communities are seeing the highest inventory levels they've seen in 10 plus years, the single family home level in Cocoa Beach and Cape Canaveral is just getting back to where it was at pre-pandemic. It was quite common in 2018 and 2019 to see 65 or 70 plus homes on the market in Cocoa Beach and Cape Canaveral, and that's exactly what we're seeing today in that single family housing market. March and April, we were over 70 homes on the market. Here in May, we have 66 single family homes available in Cocoa Beach and Cape Canaveral. May was also the highest number of sales we've seen in over a year. We had 14 closings May 2025, which is exactly what we had April 2024. Prices have seemed to come back in the single family market, Cocoa Beach, Cape Canaveral. We had 4 sales happen under $600,000, with the lowest home selling at $442,000. Currently, there are several canal front homes in Cocoa Beach that are on the market in the 800 range, and we've seen some recent sales of waterfront homes in the 700 range. The single family home market in the Vieira Suntree area, it's pretty exciting to see. Even though active inventory is in the low 300s, it ended May at 323 homes on the market. There were 107 sales for the month of May. A third of the sales were new or newer construction built 2023 or newer. And doing the math, our month supply of homes available in the Vieira Suntree area is right over 3 months supply. There were 141 homes that went pending in May, which is the highest number of properties going under contract we've seen in over a year. The average sales price is slightly higher this year compared to last year, $665,000 this year compared to $653,000 last year. The average median price, though, we had a big jump. Went from $584,000 in 2024 to $620,000 here May 2025. If you are considering a move to the Vieira area, it's good to know you have a nice selection of homes to choose from with 323 active properties. Just keep in mind the 32940 is consistently the best-selling zip code here in Brevard County. As you can see, May's numbers here in our housing market on the Space Coast have been quite interesting. If you have questions about an upcoming move, I'm here to help. This QR code, it'll take you to my calendar. Let's schedule a discovery call, and my contact information is below. My name's Eric Larkin with Real Brokers. I appreciate you tuning in, and I'll see ya on the next show.